Automotive. If you're not in here, my name's Dylan, and today I thought it'd be cool to introduce this VK Commodore that we've been doing a resto on for the last couple of years, just on and off in between jobs here. Just been myself, I've been tinkering around with the gaps here, so remember I've been going around in between here and here of the gaps, so then we know exactly where we're at. So like, as we can see, it's 3.4 here, 4.3, and over here is in the 5s. So we plan on getting all the gaps around the car all the same. We're thinking of probably going around the 5mm mark. So we'll end up grinding on the end of the door here and then adding weld onto it if we end up going through the skin here to gain that couple mil. We've also, as I'll show you over here, we have been mounting the kit. So the car is going to be a VK HTT Group 3 replica. So as you can see, we've already got the side skirts mounted. Nice gaps all the way around. Same on the other side. And over here is for the this is for the rear bar. So it's a bumper bar extension that mounts to the rear bar. And today we were measuring the holes and drilling holes into the bumper bar. And these here are studs. We've urethane them to the bumper bar extension, which is fiberglass, as you can see. And basically this here would allow us to bolt the extension to the bumper bar instead of gluing it or double-sided taping it. And basically, if you do that, it's cool, it's no worries if you want to glue it to it, but if you ever want to take it off, if you damage it or you want to repaint it, it makes it difficult. So that's why we've gone down the route of allowing us to be able to bolt it, which is good. As you can see, pretty neat job. After about 24 hours, once this is glued, this urethane is dried, we can mount that. I'll go ahead and show you. I'll show you the rear bar. Actually, no, sorry, it's over here. I'll show you the rear bar, the holes in that are in there, what that will bolt to. So as you can see, we marked where the kit's supposed to line up to before we did it. So we already had a marking here. We marked out where the kit goes all the way around, and then it bolts onto the end here. And obviously we've made holes across the bumper, and then behind there we will then bolt with a washer and a bolt holding it on. And then in between we'll have a rubber gasket that goes around that keeps the kit off of here, so then we don't crack any paint. So there's that thing. So I thought it'd be pretty cool to introduce this car to the channel, as it's been a project that's been going on here. So you'll be able to see some content on that. Obviously it's quite hard to record this stuff because it takes a lot of concentration and time and tedious effort. Underneath is a Ford 9-inch with Viking coilovers The exhaust is done. The engine's already been in this car running already. So pretty much all that's going to be done while it's here is the bodywork, fitting up the kit and everything. Basically all the way up to a paint, and then once that's done, then it gets sent off to the mechanics and they finish the rest of the car off, put the engine in there and all that type of stuff, and then it'll go to the motor trimmers, etc, etc. This is how I'll be measuring the gaps on the other side of the car. So here I've got it zeroed, and what I do is put it in the middle here, and then we separate those two together, and then it gives us a number. So we'll redo that so we can get it in the exact spot. Right, so like that. Right, 3.4. And then what I do is I just get a bit of tape. I'll put it on each end. As you can see, I'll show you the other side. Once I measured in between here, I write in here basically just the gap that it gave me here. Decided to write it on both sides just in case someone has to peel it off or something. Obviously, I wrote on there top of door, so if someone else wants to work on this, one of the boys that work for us, that I've measured from here as I've marked, top of door, just here, 4.30 millimeters. And basically the reason why we've done this is then, you know, we might not work on this 24/7, you know, like day in, day out. This is a job that is in between other jobs, stuff like that. And when we have an hour or so, we can look back on these markings here that we put, indicating what the gaps are, where we're at. So we don't have to keep on redoing the same job again. Going over, oh, let's have a look what they were, let's have a look, stand back, have a look, which one looks like this, which one looks better, how do we want it. This here tells us straight away exactly what's going on, and then we can decide by the measurements that are on the car that we can look at it and be like, okay, well here we've got 5 mil, here we've got just under 5 mil. Let's make it so that these two here, they're pretty much close to each other. We'll make this one here in the same ballpark as what these are. So we might shave or get these closer more to 5 mil as this one here, and then we'll get those, and we'll get this one here, this gap here, to match that side. So that's the whole reason why we've been doing this. And we'll do that over the whole car. Obviously we still gotta add hinges and all that type of stuff on the boot. So the boot's just sitting on at the moment. As you can see, it's taped down. That's what we're working on today. So we obviously did the bar over there. Well, that was the main thing today, is getting the bar, lower bar extension, the bumper bar fitting together. So once that glue has dried, we can mount that and make sure that looks good. And then we'll move on to mounting the tail lights, the garnish, and we'll get the, they've got a bar that goes across, which is an old style spring hinge, well, a spring strut that allows the boot to come up. But because it's going to have a rear spoiler on there, that we have also a strut kit for this as well. So they will have no dramas lifting the spoiler at all. But yeah, I'll go ahead and measure these gaps out so we know exactly what's going on here too. And then when we next work on this, we know exactly where the car's at and what needs to be done to it. Alright, I've gone around and measured all the gaps. As you can see, down the car, they're all measured. Got 4.42 to about just under 4. This side here, 4.42 to just under 4. So both sides are actually really close to each other on the rear door. Front door is roughly around just under 6, down to just under 5, just under 6, goes up to 6. So roughly the same, but obviously still needs adjusting. It's actually quite consistent all the way through, but obviously that's something we need to figure out, whether we want it to be 6mm or 5mm. So this basically is just an indicator telling us what it is, what the measurements are on the car, and you know where we're at. So basically now that we know what they are on the sides, on the doors and guards and everything, that we can now look at it and say, all right, that's what it is. Now let's make it 5mm or 6mm gap between the two. If you want to see more on this car, feel free to subscribe. It's up to you. But this thing is definitely something that you're gonna want to see the progress of. It's gonna be a very, very nice car. It's pretty much a full resto, not a show car. Paint's gonna be very, very good, straight, but the car isn't to a show car level by any means. It's still got a stone guard underneath. It's not going to be painted underneath. Obviously the interior is still going to be painted, so like, you know, the dash there's brown, all that type of stuff. But as well, if anyone was interested about the car that I was doing the bar for, this is the car here. Just came back from the engine tuners. Just had the engine rebuilt with a stroke kit through it, 350 stroke from a 308, I think. Don't quote me on it, not entirely sure. But this is the car here. A little bit dirty after coming back from the workshop for a couple of weeks. It is a VSSS Series 3, which comes with the VT 5-litre in it, the roller cam engine. It's a very, very clean car. As you can see, it's the 5-speed manual, and how you can tell that it is genuine, it's badged on the dash. So one of 300 in total that they made. So I can't remember how much they made in the automatic, but in the manual they made 40. I'm pretty sure they're only this color in the Raven Blue. Very, very rare car and absolutely gorgeous. Needs a little bit of a clean, but still very, very respectable car. So if you want to see more on this VK, which will be a mock-up HTT Group 3 Brock, subscribe to the channel and put the notifications on so you don't get missed with any other future content. Feel free to go look at the other content, but if you want to see this thing from where it is at the moment all the way up to a paint, tune into the channel and yeah, I hope you enjoy this project and any other future videos. I'll see you guys around. Until next time, you know what I do at the end of the video? Keep spraying.